Ahoy, Salty Dogs! My name is Lenscap, and welcome back to Project Titan. In today's episode, I think let's start off by refitting the Bandit class shuttle. This ship is in pretty good shape, actually. It doesn't need a huge refit, but we've got it designed around the old power system that relied on stabilizers, and there's this power sausage thing that they added for some reason that connected your reactor to your stabilizers. And there was another system in place that they've removed called integrity, which meant basically you had to build boxes out of your components, like your ship parts systems. That's what the word. And everybody hated it, so they removed it. But this ship was built with that in mind. So I think what we'll do for today's project is kind of gut the ship and rebuild it without those constraints and see if we can do even better. So let's just kind of get a benchmark of what the ship can do now, and then we'll see if we can improve upon that. If we can't, then obviously I've got a blueprint of this. We can always revert. Okay, so right now we've got open reactor panel. Interesting. Right now we've got it set for a jump drive kind of ship, reactor size of 19, so we'll keep that in mind. And I don't know why these are not available like that, but that's very interesting. As far as thrust, we're at, oh man, I don't like the way this is. Stats. This is what I want. Stats, I think. Yeah, here we go. Thrust to mass of 2. That's what I want. A thrust to mass ratio of 2. Our shields, we've got 24,500 at a recharge of about 1,000 per second. So we want to kind of keep those two numbers in mind. Is the rest of this important? There are no weapons on the ship. It says there are missiles, but I don't believe that. I don't think there are actually missiles. Yeah, no missiles. None. No missiles. Okay, so we're aiming for a thrust to mass ratio of 2 or better, and a shield capacity of 24,500 or better, and a recharge rate of about 1,000. Cool. So let's get to deconstructing. Alright, well that was relatively easy. I've removed all of, if not most of, the system blocks in the ship. Let's just check here. Yeah, 0 reactors, 0 stabilizers, 0 thrusters, okay. Shields, nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much everything that was in the ship. So the ship has been gutted and holed out. There are a few other things I think we want to do, like they have added a new block that we can replace these lights with, and I think it's called steel? Metal? Yeah, this metal bar. And I think there's also a metal corner. Yeah, but I want to use the bars here. But it's basically like this icon, but not illuminated. So that's perfect for what we wanted here. So let's get this oriented properly. Can I not? What? This. Okay. There we. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember how to play this game. So much has changed on the way that things work here that I don't really remember how stuff is happening. All right, but that's what we wanted like that, and I think that adds an interesting little detail. And we had another one here too. Let's see if I can get this orientation right. I think like that, maybe? Yeah. Although I don't know what that really accomplishes there. So, but whatever. Okay, cool. Next thing I think we want to add are thrusters. We'll start at the back and work our way forward. And my thruster layout is relatively simple, but this way we can kind of get more bang for our buck, so to speak. Since we don't have to worry about integrity, we can kind of lay these out a little bit better. One thing I like to do is use this kind of ice as a diffuser on the thrusters, and then if you leave a space between the ice and the actual thrusters, then you can still see the thruster plume through it. So that works kind of nice. It kind of glows that way still, which I really appreciate. And then we can kind of put thrusters however we please. And one thing I really liked was having the thrusters here. Like this. Now this last one though, if we put it like that, then you can kind of see a bit of the thruster showing there. I don't really like that. So let's turn this one around so that it faces the opposite direction. And that way it doesn't really change the pattern on the sides or anything, but you can't see that bit of thruster. I like that better. Alright, so we need to add shields and power and whatnot, and decide how much more thrust we need. Let's look at this real quick. Right now our thrust to mass is 2.5, but can we look at our mass? Because we need to about double what we've got. So we're at 113. So to get a 2.5 thrust to mass ratio, we need 200. We need to calculate for about 200 mass, we'll say. So we need 400 thrust. We're actually pretty close already. So that, I don't think that'll be bad at all. Let's just put thrusters here. And right now we're at 373. Let's see, where else can we put some thrusters? We could put thrusters in like this, but I think I would rather have a different block there just for a little bit of variation. Although that doesn't look too bad. Let's leave the thrusters right there. In fact, we can even extend them to being like this. We're at 411. That's pretty good. Let's just do thrusters there, and then we'll call that finished for thrust. We're at 421 thrust. Okay. I think that is less thrust than we had before, but it certainly takes up less space as well. So that's actually a very good sign. All right, next let's think about our power. So if we find reactor stabilizers and power reactors, we had a reactor of 19 blocks before, and I think that was a pretty good sized reactor. I think we can work off of that again. So let's change this to power. And we are at 6. I kind of want to keep the reactor kind of central in the ship like this. 18. If we can fit one more block somewhere, we'll just put it like, let's put it right there. So there's our reactor. I kind of want to keep the reactor kind of central like that. It feels like it's more protected that way. I don't know if that's actually the case, but it feels like it. Alright, so next we need to stabilize that reactor. Now, as I understand it, you only need 25% stabilization, which we currently are at. Dimensions use 0 of 6, total 0, stabilization 52%. So we're actually stabilized enough that our ship would work at this point. But I do want to add in some stabilizers, just in case. You know, better safe than sorry, I would say. So let's get this up to, you know what I think we'll do is let's just run a whole row of stabilizers across the top like this. 75%, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I think let's do that. Should we add more stabilization? I don't think it's, well, okay, let's add a little bit more. Let's see if we can get to the 100, 92. I'm satisfied with 92%. I really don't think we need better than that. I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, so the next thing we want are, let's set up our reactor conduits and our chambers. We're going faster than light for sure. And let me remember what our chamber tree kind of looked like. It's been a minute since I've done this. Okay, so let's put that there and that there. And then our conduits, let's see. We needed 5 chamber blocks for the tree, I think is how it works. Let's look at this again. I'm trying to catch myself back up. Reactor. Let's see. Reactor size, chamber size 2, free capacity 0, minimum size required 2. Really? We only need 2? Did they balance the chambers so they're way easier to use? Okay, I mean, I'm fine with that. That makes things way more simple. Okay, so we have our jump drive base. But we need to work off of the base, don't we now? So let's take our conduit here. Let's see, how can we go about doing this? What's the easiest way, the best way for us to get chambers off of this? And I think it's going to be here and here, if we do like that. Okay, and then we can do 1 chamber. If they only have to be 2, we could put 1 there. We don't need those. Like that, and then we have 3 chambers coming off. Alright, so let's edit this now. One of these is, okay, this one is actually claiming to be connected to the actual reactor right here, so we want to move that block. Let's put that down here instead, in that case, and that'll fix that problem. So now it's not connected to the reactor, it's connected to that chamber. Oh, what have I done now? Let's see, did we remove the wrong block? We did. Let's put that block back. And now this, if we do this, there we go, that'll work. Alright, so there's our jump drive base. Let's make this one auto charge. Okay. This one is multi-charge. Let's level that up so we get 2. I think that's what we want. And we'll make this jump distance, and we want to make this the max we can. And we've got room for 1 more chamber. Let's see if we can get this to work somehow. If I put another dude here, okay, let's do this. So if this goes here, not that. If this goes here, and then this one can go here, we can put a chamber here. We can put a chamber here. We can put 1 here. And it's tight quarters. We can put 1 here. And now that should all work. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to make this one power efficiency. We're going to make this one multi-charge. We're going to make this one distance. And we're going to make this one auto-charge. Do we care about charge speed? Not really, because we have multi-charge instead. Alright, now we're 100% used on our chambers. We have 3 charges on our jump drive, and it's automatically charging for us, so that's perfect. Now we can use basically all of the rest of the space in the ship for shields. Let's take a look at our status here. So our thrusters are at 2.5, so that's good. We've got room to add shields as far as like the mass is concerned. Shields. So let's pull open the shields, and then let's think about that. Now we want capacitors and rechargers. Oh, is that a pirate on my scope? It is a lockpick class pirate. Oh, there's a couple pirates around here. There's a battle happening while we build. Cool. The lasers are different as well. They look good. They look real good. Alright, I think we'll probably be fine. And if we're not, maybe I should save a blueprint, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, no, we'll just be reckless. It's good. Alright, so let's put in shields, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put symmetry back on, and then put our shields in here. Let's see. In every like little nook and cranny that we can cram these guys, I want to make use. And ideally, we do our capacity first, I think, and then our recharge. I think that makes the most sense. We also want it to be visually appealing. And I think we want this to be in as few, like, banks as possible. I think that's how it works now. Excuse me. So let's take a look. Our max capacity is 8,000 right now. We want that up to 24,000. Recharge 175. We want that up to about 1,000 if possible. So I think just as long as all of the things touch, that's the important part. So maybe we should do the recharge first. Okay, they weren't touching. That's why they were showing red. I see. I'm getting it. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Are there voids here? There is a void there. I just want to make sure we fill all of the spots, if possible. All of the places that a block can go, we want to put one. Alright, we're at 1,500 recharge per second. So that's good. So now I think we can just fill up the rest with capacitors. And see where that ends us up. Okay, so here we are. We've got two like little rows of blocks left. So I want to take this opportunity to double check our thrust to mass ratio and make sure that works. Our recharge has exceeded what it was before. Our capacity has exceeded what it was before. Let's make sure our thrust to mass is still good. 2.5. I'm freaking ecstatic about that. So let's go whole hog on these shields, I think. And we'll just add capacitors. We want to take as, it's a jump shuttle, so like the goal of this ship is to be able to get away quickly if necessary, right? To get from place to place, from A to Z, as quickly as possible. So we want speed, we want jump capabilities, that sort of stuff, and we want to be able to do it safely, so shields are important as well. It looks like the entire ship is covered by the shield bubble. I don't think we could do better. This is a pretty spectacular refit, if I do say so myself. The ship maintained its integrity. It looks good from the outside. The shields are better than they were. The thrust is better than it was. The jump drive capabilities are the same or better than they were. Should we take it for a spin and make sure it doesn't like overexert itself? I mean, it seems fine. I don't see any problem with power consumption right off. Lads, I think we've done it. Fantastic. I'm very pleased with this particular refit. I think we did a fantastic job. We even got sort of attacked by pirates. there's a space battle going on here for sure. It's kind of awesome. Like, I kind of like this. I like having a build sector where there's space fights going on in the background. That's makes for some entertaining situations, like, or potentially. All right, cool. So let's save this blueprint. Last but not least, save blueprint. We're gonna call this Bandit class Mark. It's the 6, so let's call it Mark VI, Mark 6. And this is we'll call it a scout. Yeah, call it a scout. So that's the Bandit class Mark 6. And ladies and gentlemen, we've refit our first ship in Season 2 of Project Titan. Thank you so much for watching. I think next time we will continue the refits. What I might do is, let me know what you guys think of this. What I might do is save the refits for Twitch streams, because that's, to be honest, I didn't find this super exciting content. Like, it's something we need to do, but it's not like super exciting. Although building is fun, right? Let me know what you think. Should we stream the refits, or should we keep them in episodes? Until next time, though, take care and stay tuned.